My childhood friend had always loved opposing me. If I drank milk, she'd grab it, smugly claiming she was older, so she drank first. If I got love letters, she'd chase me down and beat me with a baseball bat. If you dare date this young, I'll break your legs. She looked fierce, but she always protected me. She'd cross half the city for my birthday. She'd give me my favorite cookies, hands covered in cuts. Later, I decided to confess to her, but a car accident took her from me forever. From then on, I lived. I merely existed. When I opened my eyes again, I was back at our graduation party. A soft little hand slipped around my arm, then gently squeezed my arm. Stop teasing us. You're embarrassing, Yunmo. But that voice was sweet and delicate, with a touch of shyness. Countless memories flashed through my mind. Friends teasing us at a party. I quickly stood up, putting distance between us. The girl beside me was Yuji. In my past life, she was my best buddy. She also nearly got me beaten to death. I did not yet know the word tomboy. I truly thought Yuji was one of the guys. I always thought Mikai hated me. We missed each other for years. My movement stunned everyone who had been teasing us. Yuji's eyes widened too. She stared at me in shock, with barely hidden anxiety. Hey, Yunmo is on his feet. Are you seriously confessing? A girl beside Yuji laughed. I envy you, Yuji. Yunmo chose the same college to be with you. It was the same in my past life. Everyone had urged Yuji and me to date. I did not like Yuji, so I naturally refused. But Yuji secretly texted me. Cut me some slack, bro. Rejecting me outright is humiliating. Do you not want to know if Mikai likes you? If she really likes you, she'll definitely come find you when she hears we're together. I'll explain it later. Though I felt uneasy, I trusted my buddy in the end. I said nothing amid the teasing. I neither confirmed nor denied it. Yet by the next day, everyone knew. Yuji and I were supposedly dating. Mikai moved out of my home that day. Later, Yuji shamelessly impersonated me to borrow from our friends. She claimed my business had failed, or invented reasons I needed money. Then she ran away. A crowd of creditors came after me. I said I was not Yuji's boyfriend, but no one believed me. Debt collectors nearly beat me to death. How could I make that mistake again? I grabbed the microphone nearby. My voice filled the room. Quit teasing. I do not like Yuji. I did not choose that college for her. I already like someone else. The room went silent again. Yuji looked embarrassed, but she still smiled. Exactly. I said we're just buddies. You're just teasing for nothing. You're making me so embarrassed. But the girl beside her looked disbelieving. But Yunmo, you do not like Yuji. Why bring her breakfast every day? You bought her water after gym class too. Didn't you chat every day? The girl was Yuji's roommate. Yuji had conned more money from her than anyone. She also sent people to collect from me. They nearly beat me to death. Everyone else whispered among themselves. My friend Fang Yuan tried to mediate. Ha ha ha. Maybe it's a misunderstanding, but I spoke word by word. Those daily breakfasts you mentioned were just takeout deliveries. It was punishment for losing a game. I sent it to everyone who played. I simply ordered them all together. I do not know how. It became bringing her breakfast every day. I definitely did not buy water specially for her. We were classmates. She said her meal card was empty. Should I argue over one bottle of water? You guys drank plenty of my water too. I looked at the guys I played with. Several boys muttered. That seems right. I remember now. That week's breakfast. Nearly every boy in our class got some. Yuji looked increasingly embarrassed. Yunmo, it is all a misunderstanding. Why are you taking it seriously? As for chatting, ignoring her embarrassment, I kept clarifying. We did not chat every day. She merely texted me, and every time we talked, it was about Mikai. I do not know how rumors spread and got twisted into this. No wonder. In my past life, Mikai always said Yuji and I were a couple. I thought she said so because she disliked me, and that was the reason. I never knew someone had deliberately orchestrated all of it. Liu Ning looked utterly confused, but Yuji did not say that. Tears filled Yuji's eyes. She abruptly stood. Stop talking. I treated you like a brother. Everyone was just joking. You just want to humiliate me, right? She never expected this outcome. She meant to pressure me through today's teasing, but she never expected my reaction to defy all her expectations. Her face burned with shame, and she panicked. She had to interrupt me. No one dared speak in the room. I looked at Yuji's aggrieved face and laughed mockingly. Guys, one last thing. Boys, learn to protect yourselves out there. You never know when trash might latch onto you. Yuji's tears immediately fell. Yunmo, you have gone too far. Then she ran out crying. Liu Ning cried out, stomping her foot. The remaining boys exchanged looks. One bolder boy asked Brother Mo, are you just letting her run away? My mind was still muddled. Though I had refuted Liu Ning point by point, I was still processing my rebirth. Hearing that, I sat on the sofa and said, then why do not you chase her? Fang Yuan laughed, then sensed something was wrong. She stifled a laugh and gave a light cough. She looked at me. Are you okay? You do not seem right. I seemed rather cold, but I was actually gentle. Normally, I would never say such things. Even if I dislike someone, I would simply say, Stop it. Then the matter would end. Being so direct today and saying such harsh words was not like me at all. That was why Fang Yuan asked. I looked at Fang Yuan's familiar face. She looked younger than before. After Mikai died, Fang Yuan stayed by my side. She ran around, searching and asking for help. Facing Fang Yuan's question, I exhaled and said, I am fine. Let's end it here tonight. I do not feel well. We will meet again next time. With that, I stood, heading out. I could not wait to go home and see if the girl in my memories was still there. This time, I would not repeat my past mistake and wait until something happened to her. The flowers I had prepared were never delivered, and I never got to say, I like you. Then, by the roadside, I saw the figure I longed for. My heart suddenly began to race. I walked over to Mikai. In a low voice, I asked, why are you here? The girl who had been looking at her phone looked up at me. A flicker passed through her beautiful almond-shaped eyes. What? Mikai switched off her phone. Pretending not to care, she said, I came to get the key from you. I forgot mine. Hearing her familiar voice, my eyes began to burn. I could only quickly look away. Oh, have you been waiting long? Mikai looked at me in surprise. Usually, she felt I barely cared about her. She expected me to hand over the key and leave, without saying another word. Why was I talking so much today? Still, she could not deny that she was secretly pleased. Her face remained stern, though. Not long, as if she had not stood outside for half an hour, too afraid to call me. At that thought, Mikai remembered Yuji running out in tears. Was he going after Yuji? At the possibility, Mikai's gaze dimmed. I am going home. I looked at her, completely puzzled. If I give it to you, what am I supposed to do later? Come on, let us go home together. As I spoke, I took out my phone and called a ride. Or do you need to go somewhere else? You are coming home with me. Uncertainty crept into Mikai's voice. Aren't you going after Yuji? I think she was crying. She turned her face away. Your college entrance exams are over now. I will not tell your mom. I will not rat you out for dating early. I could not help laughing. How stupid had I been before? Not to realize Mikai like me. A young girl's feelings and the emotions in those beautiful eyes were impossible to hide. I had been such an idiot to believe Yuji's so-called conclusion. Mikai hated me and did not like me at all. I let out a breath. What does that have to do with me? She cries, and I have to comfort her. I looked at the car that had pulled up. Come on, let us go home. I reached for her hand, then stopped and casually drew mine back. Come on. Mikai looked at me, puzzled. After hesitating for a second, she got into the car. Her finger accidentally touched her phone screen. It displayed, Yunmo. Big idiot. Yes. That was so Mikai. Mikai noticed the lit-up screen too. Her face grew warm. She quickly turned off the screen, staring straight ahead, as if nothing had happened. I smiled helplessly. Don't you usually sit in the front? Mikai blurted out without thinking, then realized she sounded too sharp. She immediately wanted to explain, but decided it would not help. So, she stiffly added, whatever you want. Then she shifted farther over. Other than the music, the car was silent. The moment I saw Mikai, I knew I had been reborn. I had returned to just after the college entrance exams, when there was still time to change everything. My heart surged with excitement and joy. Nothing mattered more than Mikai still being alive. Did you play baseball today? I glanced at the baseball bat beside her, but when I spoke first, I seemed to startle Mikai. After a moment, she murmured, MMHMM. Then she fell silent again. I sighed inwardly. At the gathering earlier, they were trying to set Yuji and me up. The girl who had kept staring ahead finally could not help looking at me. I did not pause for effect. I said it all in one breath. But I do not like her. After clearing up some ridiculous rumors, I told them I do not like Yuji. In that instant, fireworks burst in Mikai's heart. She could barely keep her lips from curling up. He did not like Yuji. That was probably the best news she had heard all month. Mikai's voice still sounded stiff. It is mainly because it has been so long since we calmly talked like this. Mikai had not quite processed it yet. After saying that, she added, her voice very soft, I am much prettier than her. You have watched me grow up. Shouldn't you find a girlfriend prettier than me? Mikai's heart felt sour, but her face remained icy. But I smiled. Yes. You are much prettier. You are the prettiest girl I have ever seen. The atmosphere between us turned delicate. Luckily, the ride from the karaoke bar to our complex was short. After Mikai got out, her heart was still beating fast. I had just told her she was pretty. The reason I had gone quiet was that I was considering whether to let her adjust little by little before confessing, or whether I should say it outright. Saying it outright would be strange. I remembered that half a year ago, because of what happened with my father, Mikai and I had not spoken properly since then. A sudden confession did not seem right either. Before I could reach a decision, I saw red-rimmed eyes. Yuji was standing at the entrance to our complex. She hurried over at a jog. Yunmo, why are you only getting back now? She deliberately moved close to me, then looked at Mikai, as if she and I had arranged to meet. Mikai, Do you live here too? Mikai did not like seeing Yuji with me. Yuji always spoke with hidden meanings, which Mikai deeply disliked, but I had just told her that I would never lie to her. Mikai's expression did not change as she glanced at Yuji. She gave a cold then she put more distance between them. Yuji's face went pale. Yunmo, what is wrong with you tonight? Liu Ning started all that pointless teasing tonight. I had no idea. I thought it was awkward too. The relationship between us. I cut her off. Hold on. There is nothing between us. As I spoke, I moved closer to Mikai. Do not say things that give people the wrong idea. My good name must not be tarnished. Yuji watched me move closer to Mikai. Her expression turned ugly. Pale-faced, she clenched her fingers tightly. Mikai, I want to speak with Yunmo alone. Is that okay? Mikai gave her a baffled look. You want to talk to him? Can you step aside? I put one hand on Mikai's baseball bat. I won't be safe on my own. Not only Yuji. Even Mikai could not help looking at me. A 6-foot-tall guy, who exercised often, with six-pack abs, was not safe alone. Mikai studied me. Her gaze traveled over my face, but I looked entirely righteous. You said you were 5 minutes older than me, and that you would protect me. Mikai was suddenly lost in thought. She had said that as a child, but it seemed he had not needed her protection for a long time. Mikai came back to herself. She took a deep breath. Say what you want to say now, or do not say it at all. She added, I will not let her be alone with you. Yuji's face darkened. Resentment flashed in her eyes. Their relationship had begun to mend. Yuji had naturally noticed, but she did not dare say much, nor would she give up easily. Finally, her gaze settled on me. What about the camping trip in 3 days? Are you going or not? You have not replied in the group chat. How's he? And the others are all going. Did you not say you wanted to go too? I looked it up. The sunset there is gorgeous. All I noticed was that, with Yuji's words, Mikai's gaze grew even dimmer. She probably felt that there was no connection between us at all. I am not going. Mikai and I are going hiking. I cut Yuji off. Both girls looked at me in astonishment. Their gazes fell on me. Actually, I had only said it casually. I had no intention of actually taking Mikai hiking. After all, in my previous life, after Mikai heard that Yuji and I were together, she had been distracted during a hike and injured her leg in a fall. Without proper treatment, she might have been paralyzed. Later, Mikai's father returned and took her away. He said she could receive better treatment overseas. Until she left, I never had a chance to speak to her alone. She did not want to speak to me either. How could I let her get hurt again? Frowning, I looked at Yuji. I said impatiently, go home. I am not going. Yuji's little schemes seemed rather clumsy to me now, but back then, they had truly made 18-year-old me lose so much. Naturally, I was not about to be nice to her now. Yuji glared at me fiercely. Her eyes were still full of disbelief. She sniffed. Then she gave a deliberately careless smile. Fine. We can talk online later. I am heading back. Bye. She spoke quickly, then turned and left, as if afraid I would reject her in front of Mikai. That was cleverly phrased. It made it sound as though we talked every night after getting home. Watching her walk away, I immediately took out my phone and opened WeChat. Just as in my previous life, Yuji had sent me a message. Expressionless, I blocked her. The motion was smooth, completed in one fluid move. Mikai's beautiful eyes watched every bit of it. She pressed her lips together in silence. Were you this quick when you blocked me too? Completely baffled, I looked up at her, but when I saw the hurt in her eyes, I suddenly fell silent. I really had not blocked her, but everyone close to me probably knew. Everyone close to me knew my passcode. I had been far too careless with it. No wonder I had not received a single message from Mikai in nearly half a month. I unblocked Mikai. I explained. Yuji probably did it. Everyone close to me knew my phone's passcode. I stressed that point. Yuji had borrowed my phone before, saying she needed to send some files. I hadn't thought much of it. I looked at Mikai. I sincerely said, I am sorry. My mom said she would give me a gift. I replaced my phone and changed the passcode too. I changed it to 1 to 0 to 40. That is our shared birthday. We were born on the same day. Though Mikai is a few minutes older than me. Oh, do whatever you want. After saying that, Mikai turned and walked back inside, but there was a faint note of hurt in her voice. It is not like this is the first time you have blocked me. We walked into the complex in silence. After going upstairs and getting home, we opened the door to an empty house. Though 3 people lived there, my mother was usually too busy. She was always away on business, and I saw her only 2 or 3 days a month. Once Mikai came in, she silently headed for her room. As she reached for the door, would you come buy a phone with me tomorrow? Mikai's hand tightened sharply around the doorknob. I was asking her out, but she remembered that I hated going out with her. Starting in high school, she had known all my friends, and they would all call her sister Mikai. But that changed in our sophomore year. When she transferred from the affiliated high school to number 1 high, I would coldly say, she is not my older sister. She is just the neighbor's kid. I gained many friends she did not know, including Yuji. Her long lashes trembled. We will see. With that, She opened the door and went inside. Then I will come get you tomorrow. Honestly, I was not quite sure how to be around Mikai. After all, it was already the 2nd year since her death. And between the current Mikai and me, in my previous life, during our junior year, Mikai returned to the country, and only then did we meet again. By then, Yuji had thoroughly screwed me over. Mikai reappeared and saved me. She stood at the mouth of the alley. With her phone in hand, she said, "I am calling the police." That group cursed under their breath and left. Mikai walked over to me, her eyes red as she cursed. "Idiot. She is no good to you at all." Though Mikai looked reluctant afterward, she came every day to take care of me. Slowly, we returned to the familiar way we once were. Until Mikai and I turned 23, when a car accident took her from us forever. Our birthday also became the anniversary of her death. In the end, I never got to say, "I like you." The flowers I had eagerly prepared were never delivered either. At last, I covered my face and wept. But my emotions were a tangled mess. Perhaps I was not such a bad person after all. Heaven took pity on me and gave me another chance. This time, I would not overthink it. If I liked her, I would pursue her. When affection and effort are mutual, that is not being a doormat. We had always liked each other. I did my best to pull myself together, then went into the bathroom and splashed water on my face. Then I took out my phone and sent Mikai a message. "I will come get you tomorrow morning." Scrolling up through the messages, I saw that she had transferred me 1,000 yuan half a month ago. The note said, "Living expenses from Annie." But I had just argued with my mom then, and she had sworn she would not give me another cent. My mom always kept her word. That money was probably Mikai's own. Nearly all the messages had been initiated by Mikai. Mostly, I had only replied. After reading them all, I could only think, no wonder Mikai thought I hated her. I was such an idiot. On the other side of the wall, Mikai had just come out of the shower. As she dried her hair, she grabbed the phone beside her, pressed her lips together, and opened the chat. "I will come get you tomorrow morning." Oh, and my mom said she would not give me a cent for living expenses last month. "I think I discovered your little secret." Below was a screenshot of a chat. "You brat. Do not expect a single cent from me for living expenses this month." The message was dated May 23rd. Mikai scrolled up, and sure enough, she had transferred me 1,000 yuan that day. The aloof-looking girl's face instantly turned scarlet. Her secret had been exposed so completely. She abruptly tossed her phone onto the bed, then covered her burning face with her hands. Unable to hold it in, the girl stomped her feet and let out a soft squeal. Then came a light knock from the wall beside her. The phone on her bed vibrated too. Mikai glared at her phone. Her face was already flushed. Now it felt as though it would burst into flames. Even the exposed skin on her body began to flush. I stared at my phone for a while, smiling silently. I knew Mikai was stomping her feet again. She had always done that since childhood. Whenever she was nervous, happy, or shy, she liked to stomp her feet. She really was adorable. She looked like such a cool, aloof girl. Yet any exposed skin would flush pink, and her eyes would turn glistening and watery. She was especially beautiful then. A little later, my phone vibrated. I was not doing anything. "Good night." I looked at her good night message, regretting that I could not see her reaction in person. I woke up early the next day. I had planned to make breakfast, but the refrigerator was emptier than my wallet. Yesterday, I checked my chat history with my mom, Ms. Zhao. She said she would be away on business this week. She had transferred me some living expenses, though, along with the reward for getting into Q University. Come to think of it, Mikai had once said Q University was good. After Yuji found out, she applied there too. So we would still attend the same university. What rotten luck. Still, Yuji's grades were pretty average. Unless one of us went looking, we probably would not run into each other. Mikai and I were not in the same major either, but that was fine. I believed we would find each other. I came back with breakfast. The moment I opened the door, I saw someone in only a spaghetti strap nightgown, drinking water in the kitchen, with her arm raised as she drank. Her legs looked even longer, but the owner of those long legs did not notice me behind her because she had Bluetooth earbuds in. Sunlight spilled across her delicate skin. As she turned sideways, her body's curves looked even more perfect. Most importantly, she did not seem to be wearing a bra. My 18-year-old body reacted fast and fiercely. Just as I was feeling awkward, the person in the kitchen turned around. Mikai was not fully awake to begin with. Her editor had called while she was still groggy, and she had come out for a drink of water. It was only just after 9 in the morning. I usually slept through the whole morning, so Mikai truly had not given it much thought. When she turned around, she saw me standing in the entryway with a bag in hand. For a moment, Mikai did not quite process it. Then she noticed my face seemed a little red, and her own face suddenly flushed. The air seemed to freeze. I had very good eyesight. Standing there, I watched Mikai's face turn red in an instant. At least I had seen her from the front too. It was a little shameless to think that, but she really did have an incredible figure. Awkwardly, I held the bag in front of myself. I felt I should say something to break the awkward silence. But before I could speak, the red-faced girl in the kitchen fled into her room in a fluster. I opened my mouth, but could not call after her. Then I felt something wrong with my nose. Something did not feel right. I touched it. Oh, hell, I had a nosebleed. That was damn embarrassing. The moment Mikai entered her room, she could not stop herself from stomping her feet. She looked down at what she was wearing. Then Mikai suddenly remembered the cup she had just used for water. I had already noticed that powder blue cup. Everyone in our family had their own designated cup. When I came in, I had been focused on Mikai to notice it. Only now did I see the cup on the table. So Mikai had been drinking from my cup. After Mikai changed, she hurried anxiously out of her room. Then she saw me leaning against the counter, drinking water. How was she supposed to explain herself? Maybe she should just go back inside. But just as she took a step back, I called out to her. I bought breakfast. Come eat with me. Aren't you coming with me to buy a phone later? Her retreating little feet had to stop at once. With forced composure, she gave a quiet okay. Then she headed for the dining table. Yet she could not stop her gaze from darting toward that powder blue cup. I caught every one of her little reactions. Calmly, I picked up the clean pink cup beside it. Then I poured in some milk. Then I carried out a cup in each hand. I placed the pink cup in front of Mikai. I bought rice noodle rolls, steamed buns, and savory Chinese crepes. What do you want? Steamed buns, I guess. But you got up pretty early today. Mikai's voice still sounded cool and distant. If her face had not already started turning red, I might have believed her act. I put the steamed bun in front of Mikai. Knowing you agreed to go out with me today, I could not sleep. Being direct was the best approach. Sure enough, hearing that, Mikai quickly glanced up at me. Her eyes held undisguised surprise. But she still said, I never agreed. Didn't you? I knew Mikai well, actually. She was the type to talk tough despite having a soft heart. If she did not refuse, that counted as agreeing. Just like now. After I said that, Mikai fell silent. Still, I pretended to be disappointed and asked again. Do you not want to come with me? Maybe you have something to do. Then Mikai cut me off firmly, then added, It is fine. Even if I am busy, I will still go with you. Eat breakfast first. After saying that, she would not look at me. I chuckled, in a very good mood. The sound brushed past Mikai's ear, and she felt as though her ears were burning. After we had gone so long without really talking, even with me taking the initiative, the mood at the table remained a little quiet. Only after Mikai finished her last sip of milk did I finally speak. Hey. Mikai suddenly began coughing hard. She coughed so violently that her face turned red. Worried, I stood up and handed her some tissues. Just as I reached out to pat her back, she waved me off. I am fine. I am going back to change. Before I could say anything, she turned and ran away, as if she feared being 1 second too slow. Had she just drunk from my cup? I had only been testing her. After all, she might have still been half asleep, and using the wrong cup would not be strange. She had just woken up, after all. But now it seemed she knew exactly what she was doing, and there was a good chance it was not her first time. I had thought I understood Mikai quite well. We had grown up together as childhood friends, after all. But as I looked at the cup in my hand, I suddenly felt I did not know her all that well. Maybe Mikai had many sides she kept hidden from me. I had to admit, I was looking forward to it. After clearing the table, I returned to my room, changed, and came back out. But the door to the room next to mine still showed no sign of opening. I took out the pink cup earlier and sent a photo to the chat I had pinned last night. I accidentally used the wrong cup when I drank water earlier. Does that count as an indirect kiss? Less than a minute after I sent it, that tightly shut door opened. Mikai's eyes were still glistening with tears. Yunmo, you are such a pervert. I really was being a bit of a pervert. She did not seem to plan on coming out. I looked at her innocently. I was just messing with you. Mikai was mortified. She knew she could not escape what happened that morning. But she had just come up with an excuse. I was half asleep this morning. I did not mean to do it. Her voice grew softer and softer from guilt. She had never been good at lying. Acting unconcerned, I said, It is fine. When we were little, you used to snatch my milk after I had already drunk half of it. You always fought to drink it. Mikai froze for a moment. But how could that be the same? They had only been children back then. Now was different. But in my heart, just like when we were children, she was still my big sister. Mikai's mood worsened even more. She pretended not to care, then fell silent again. I sighed. Shall we go now? But her low spirits were painfully obvious. It took me quite a while to realize it. She seemed to have become upset. Not until we were heading out did Mikai speak. Yunmo, in your heart, am I still the same as before? I lifted my gaze from my phone to her face. That face had been beautiful since childhood. Boys used to bring Mikai milk and ask her to be their bride, but the pretty little girl always refused, then turned around and stole my milk instead. She would proudly say, I am the big sister. Give me your milk. I smiled. More or less. Hearing my answer, Mikai's eyes dimmed with disappointment, but not even 2 seconds later. But then I continued, in your heart, haven't I always been special? It was a test. Sure enough, Mikai froze when she heard it. I did not dare say anything more. Come on, the car is here. Mikai followed behind, processing what I had just said. She was special to me too. Did it mean what she hoped it meant? Mikai had always lacked patience. But when it came to secretly liking me, she did not hesitate long this time either. She asked directly, Yenmo, what did you mean just now? It means you are special to me. She had been so direct in asking, and I did not hesitate much in answering. Then do you have someone you like now? Mikai did not want to beat around the bush. She directly asked about the girl I liked. If I answered no, she thought she might finally find the courage. But Mikai feared there might be another Yuji. Yuji's appearance had caught Mikai completely off guard. Yuji never directly said that she was my girlfriend, but her possessiveness toward me made Mikai feel uneasy whenever she saw it. Back then, the two of us had a misunderstanding. After a huge fight, our relationship hit rock bottom. Yet somehow, we could never talk things through properly. And that was how we drifted farther and farther apart. Even though we used to be so close. Thinking of that, Mikai did not look well. She did not wait for my answer. Forget it, she said. I just feel like, since last night, you have changed a little. I do not know what brought it on. Her bluntness caught me off guard. Mikai let out a breath. You should not answer. I want my good mood to last a little longer. It has been a long time since we talked this calmly, like we are now. Her beautiful eyes looked straight into mine. At least for today. I want us to get along peacefully. Why only today? Let us be like this every day from now on. I sighed. Do you really not want to hear my answer? No. I already regret asking. When you like someone, you are always insecure. You start burying your head in the sand. That was exactly what Mikai was doing now. So, do not answer me, okay? Not really. I truly wanted to answer. There is a girl I like. I have liked her for about 3 years. Mikai's last hope died completely. 3 years ago. That was before she and I even attended the same school. He already liked someone then. She shot me a glare. Shut up. Aren't you going to ask who she is? Shut up. She snapped, though her voice was full of hurt. Have you heard the saying? You can't see the forest for the trees. No. Then shut up. Should I not have taken that chance to confess? But when I saw her eyes redden, like she might burst into tears at any moment, I chickened out. I felt that even if I told her now that she was the girl I liked, Mikai would not believe me. There were too many barriers between us. Maybe from the day I took the gifts she gave me and threw them all out of my room. An invisible wall had risen between us. What I needed to do now was tear down that wall, not stand on one side of it and shout, I like you, at the person on the other side. That would be insincere. And it was not how this should happen. The atmosphere between us turned awkward after we got out of the car. Mikai spoke first. You have liked her for 3 years and still have not won her over. It is not Yuji, right? I really do not like Yuji. If you want to know, but I know why you have not won her over. Yuji is always around you. How could any girl possibly accept that? But that made her happy. As we walked, Mikai thought, after all, she went to the same school as me, and we even lived together. She already had every advantage. Surely she had the best chance of winning me over. And she was so pretty. There was no way she could fail, right? Mikai felt better after comforting herself, but her words cut right through me. My relationship with Mikai had been getting worse and worse, and having Yuji around had a lot to do with it. I had thought she was my love guru. I let out a breath and said gloomily, but my relationship with her is really nothing special. I am much closer with Fang Yuan and the others, but she is a girl. Think about it. If the girl you liked had a guy around her, would you believe there was nothing between them? Mikai asked. I could not deny it. It really could cause misunderstandings, but I could not help explaining. She is not my type. Besides, we are always with a group, and I am rarely alone with her. Then what kind of girl do you like? Pretty, with a great figure. Someone who seems cool and a little proud, but is clingy and sweet in private. I answered without a second thought. Mikai rolled her eyes at me. Where would you find a girl that perfect? I do. There is one right in front of me. Smiling, I murmured. You can't see the forest for the trees. Mikai felt that he was getting stranger by the minute. Still, the mood between us had become much more natural. When I said I was buying a phone, I really had come to buy one. Right in front of Mikai. I set the passcode to 7120 for 0. When setting up face unlock, I even registered Mikai's face. Mikai exclaimed, Your phone, why did you register my face? The saleswoman beside us said with a smile, Your boyfriend is thoughtful. That one remark made Mikai blush. Then she heard me say, You really know how to flatter people. It made the saleswoman laugh. Mikai hid her private thoughts away. But in the end, she did not deny it. When we left the phone store, it was still early. Ms. Zhao transferred me a huge sum of money and told me I had to buy you a gift. Mikai shook her head. There is nothing I need to buy. Then she thought of something. There is something I need to get though. As she said it, She glanced at me. I had said I was going to. But now that she brought it up, I did not react. How could I have forgotten? I was thinking of how to stop Mikai from going hiking. Even though I had denied any relationship with Yuji this time, Mikai might not get distracted and have an accident. But the most effective solution was simply not to let her go. That would eliminate the chance of an accident entirely. Do you really have to go the day after tomorrow? I wanted you to come somewhere with me. Mikai's eyes lit up slightly. Where? The moment she asked, she seemed to realize she sounded too eager. I will see how things go. It was not really about going anywhere. We did not celebrate our birthday together last year, did we? Honestly, it was a pretty flimsy excuse. We could make it up on any day. I thought she probably would not agree. But to my surprise, Mikai said without hesitation. Then I will tell them tonight. I will go with them next time. Mikai likes sports, so she had a group of friends she worked out with. This hiking trip must have been something they had planned long ago. Yet, because of my flimsy excuse, Mikai chose me without a second thought. I smiled happily. Thankfully, with Mikai, I was always the one she chose without hesitation. So, are we going home? Since she was not going hiking, there seemed to be nothing left to buy. Mikai looked a little disappointed. If we went back, it seemed we would just return to our separate rooms. I smiled at Mikai. Are you hungry now? Let us watch a movie, then get something to eat afterward. We are already here. Shopping, dinner, and a movie. Mikai checked them off on her little mental list. Today, she would do all of them with me. Fine. She looked thoroughly reluctant, but there was delight in her eyes. She was obviously happy. Suddenly, I wanted to pinch her cheeks. The movie theater was on the 3rd floor. As we took the elevator up, the previous showing had just ended. A crowd of people was leaving the theater. When I saw a child about to bump into Mikai, I grabbed her wrist and pulled her aside. The warmth from his palm seemed to travel up from her wrist. Mikai felt her whole body grow hot, but I did not let go of her wrist. We had just reached the ticket counter when someone called out, "Hey, Mo." Mikai and I turned around at the same time. Yuji was standing nearby with several guys. They had probably just come out of a movie. Wow. It really is Mo. I said it looked like you. Yuji's gaze locked onto my hand, which was holding Mikai's. I nodded at them. Mo, you and Mikai, one of the guys said, waggling his eyebrows. Mikai's hand shifted slightly, slipping free of mine. She smiled at him. Shu, why are you so curious about everything? The guys grinned. Mo did not deny it though. Mo usually denies things right away. Amid their laughter, Yuji suddenly spoke. So, Yun Mo, did you block me because you got a girlfriend? Yun Mo and I have been buddies for years. Mikai, you're not that possessive, are you? Her voice carried jealousy she did not even notice. The others were not like this when they got girlfriends. Every word implied that Mikai was being petty. Mikai glanced at her. A faint smile tugged at her lips. Who are you? And yes, I am that possessive. I certainly do not want to see him have a female friend like you. Yuji's expression changed slightly. She had not expected Mikai to be so blunt. Yuji had barely interacted with Mikai before. Most of what she knew came from others. Mikai had transferred in during her 2nd year of high school. The arts and science classes had already been split. Yuji and I were art students. Mikai was in the liberal arts track. Our classrooms were not even in the same building. But as soon as Mikai transferred in, she quickly became the talk of the school. She was beautiful, and plenty of people liked her. Our school did not have titles like School Beauty or School Heartthrob, but everyone agreed Mikai was gorgeous. Her beauty had a cool, distant air, with an almost innocent quality. So, when she spoke so bluntly now, Yuji was left speechless for a moment. Out of habit, she looked at me, but I did not spare her another glance. I was looking at Mikai with smiling eyes. Yuji's face turned even paler. Still, she forced a smile. Yun Mo, are you really going to do whatever your girlfriend says? She has got you wrapped around her finger. That might have been harmless as a private joke between friends, but saying it in public was clearly stirring trouble. The other guys exchanged looks. Had Yuji not just looked wronged and said she was innocent, that I simply could not take a joke, and that she had no feelings for me? But the way she was talking now, it did not look like she had no feelings for me. It sounded exactly like jealousy. One of the guys tugged at her, then tried to smooth things over. Just a joke. Mo, we will let you to get to your movie. We are going to get food. I do whatever she says. She gets the final say. My gaze finally landed on Yuji, my disgust completely undisguised. Why would I not listen to my girlfriend? You are overstepping, are you not? I ignored everyone's strange, awkward expressions, and the way Yuji looked ready to burst into tears. Then I added, do not keep acting as if we are so close. People might get the wrong idea. Honestly, I am not comfortable with opposite sex. Best friends either. I thought I had put it politely enough to spare her dignity. Though I was not really sparing Yuji's feelings, I was afraid my sudden change in attitude would make Mikai think I was strange, though I already seemed pretty strange now. Whatever. But even so, Yuji still cried. The guy who had tried to mediate hurried after her. The remaining two guys looked awkward. They could only hastily say goodbye to Mikai and me, then leave as well. What kind of over-the-top melodrama was that? After they had all gone, I turned to look at Mikai, only to find her blushing. Why was she blushing? Had she not just been shutting Yuji down? So, why was her face red? The moment Mikai heard me say I would listen to her, she started blushing. And she had not denied being my girlfriend. No exaggeration. Mikai's vivid imagination had already picked names for our future children. There was no stopping her blush. Alright. Looking at her scarlet face, I started to speak hesitantly. Mikai did not want me to notice. Seeing the confused hesitation in my eyes, she immediately turned away. She did not want me to ask. It was too embarrassing. Today, she was my girlfriend, even if it was only for one day. Mikai gave me no chance to say anything. She bought the tickets and drinks, then strode straight to the ticket check. Even after we sat down, she shoved a cup of cola into my hand. Then, with a perfectly serious expression, she stared at the huge screen still playing commercials. She simply refused to look at me. I found it rather amusing. What movie are we watching? When I did not bring up what had just happened, Mikai finally turned to me, holding out the tickets in her hand. I do not know. I bought the one starting soonest. Just then, the theater lights went out. The hand I had reached out for the tickets with brushed against Mikai's hand. I felt Mikai's hand pull back slightly, then go still again. The screen lit up. She kept staring seriously at it, while her hand remained held out with the tickets, as if that brief retreat had never happened. Amusement flickered in my eyes. I turned to the movie, which had already started, but my hand precisely caught Mikai's. Then I took the two tickets from her palm. My fingertips grazed her palm. I turned to look at her. Sure enough, her eyes had gone wide. Sorry, I did not notice, I said with a smile. I was still holding the two tickets. The movie had already begun, and it was fairly loud. I saw her lips form the words, "It's okay," but I could not hear her. Or perhaps, she had not made a sound at all. Mikai herself did not know whether she had spoken. All she knew was that her heartbeat was almost painfully loud. She feared the people beside her could hear it. Most importantly, her palm seemed to be burning. She clenched her own hand, silently annoyed with herself. How was she supposed to pursue him if she was like this? Neither of us was truly focused on the movie, until an explicit, blatant scene appeared on screen. Loud moans filled the entire theater. Even I froze at the graphic image. Wait. They could show this. There was full nudity. It was a low-budget art house film. Not many people had come to see it. Yet, when that scene appeared, quiet murmurs still rose around us. I was the only one who felt awkward. Mikai beside me was shocked too. She had picked the movie at random, but she had no idea it contained scenes like this for more than 2 minutes. How had this even passed review? In the end, we both sat stiffly, restless, and uncomfortable. Through the entire 1-hour 40-minute movie, neither of us knew what it had been about. For much of it, watching was no different from not watching. I followed behind Mikai. She was so flustered, she could barely coordinate her steps. Though I had been somewhat embarrassed myself, I could not help laughing now. Hearing me laugh, Mikai stopped walking. She turned and glared at me fiercely. Don't laugh. I quickly reined in my smile. I wasn't laughing. It would have been more convincing if my eyes had not still been smiling. Perhaps it was because she was with me. But Mikai's brain seemed to have gone on vacation. I did not even know exactly what she was laughing about. Anyway, she just felt terribly embarrassed. She pressed her lips together, her face full of chagrin. I did not dare make her angry. I gave a light cough. So, what are we having for lunch? The blush had not yet faded from Mikai's face. She truly had no idea why that movie had contained a scene like that for 3 whole minutes. How was that any different from bringing me to see an adults-only film? At the theater? She wished she could vanish on the spot. Let us get Sichuan food. You like it, do you not? She said without thinking. There seems to be a pretty good Sichuan place here. Yinyan mentioned it before. Su Yinyan was Mikai's best friend. In my previous life, she had hated me. She thought I was a scumbag who toyed with Mikai's feelings. It was her attitude and the things she said to me that finally opened my eyes. Mikai had liked me for a very long time. That also gave me the courage to confess. Unfortunately, before I could confess, Mikai had already left us. I glanced at Mikai. She was already looking down at her phone, probably asking Su Yinyan for the Sichuan restaurant's name. My voice held a hint of heartache and helplessness. She was always accommodating me. She clearly could not eat spicy food, yet she still suggested Sichuan cuisine. Sichuan food is non-spicy dishes too. Mikai did not look up. She said it as though it were obvious. Besides, you like it, do you not? It had been like this since we were children. When Mikai was little, it looked like she was bullying me. She would snatch away my strawberry milk. But the truth was, I did not like strawberry milk. She had heard Aunt Ruan say that strawberry milk was basically just a sweet drink, with hardly any nutrition. But the teachers said we could not waste food. So after Mikai took my strawberry milk, she would pull from her little backpack the milk she had brought from home and give it to me instead, That way, I would not have to force down something I disliked, and the teacher would not scold me. My parents got divorced, and I moved away with my mother. The distance between my home and Mikai's spanned almost half the city. Yet every time, she would take her family's little beacon across half the city for a walk, bringing me little snacks only sold near my old home. Whenever she called me out, she acted completely nonchalant. I bought them while passing by. I only ate half. I was truly miserable back then, but whenever I saw Mikai, the pain did not feel quite so bad. She walked her dog for half a month, until they stopped letting her come. A young girl traveling that far at night was simply unsafe. Then, on our birthday, Ms. Zhao and my dad were still fighting their divorce case. I posted a photo of teddy bear cookies on my social feed. Dad used to bring them home for Mom and me whenever he came home. Back then, I was still a child who wished my parents could stay together. Mikai came again. As she handed me teddy bear cookies, she said, "Yunmo, the cookies you like are so hard to find. Do not be such a picky eater. Happy birthday, Yunmo. One of my birthday wishes this year is for you. You have to be okay." Only then did I learn that the teddy bear cookie shop I used to visit had closed long ago. Mikai had made those teddy bear cookies herself. I had seen the cuts on her hands, so it was no surprise that I fell for Mikai. Not at all. She deserved to be loved by everyone. I sighed. I remember a really good coconut chicken place around here too. The flavors are lighter. Mikai froze for a moment, but before she could finish speaking, she felt me take her wrist again. "Come on. It should not be crowded at this hour, right?" Mikai looked down at my hand around her wrist, but she never said what she had meant to say. She did not ask why I was holding her hand, even though it was already the second time today. Neither did I say anything. The air between us simply turned intimate again. In the end, we had coconut chicken. I really did prefer stronger flavors. We had just missed the lunch rush. We already knew each other well. As long as we were not at each other's throats, the atmosphere was genuinely pleasant. We understood each other, so we never ran out of things to say. It was comforting. After lunch, something suddenly occurred to me. I smiled at Mikai. "Have you not been wanting to visit that new bookstore? I think it is nearby. Let us go take a look." "How did you know?" Mikai was surprised. She had shared a post about a bookstore opening a week ago. She had still been blocked by me then, unless I had deliberately looked through her social feed. At that possibility, Mikai inexplicably grew nervous. "I looked through your social feed last night. I saw your post about the bookstore." "Why were you looking through my post?" "I was looking down at the map." Mikai thought I did not want to answer. Disappointment crept into her eyes. "Looking through my post?" "Of course. I wanted to know what had been on your mind lately." Mikai's fingers at her side curled slightly despite herself. Her heart began to race. "I spotted an ice cream shop ahead. Want some strawberry ice cream?" Mikai nodded on reflex. "Yes, then wait here for me." With that, I turned and ran over. She watched the boys retreating back, and the corners of her lips slowly lifted. Maybe pursuing someone was not as hard as she had thought. Before long, I returned with 2 ice creams. One was avocado flavored. I did not actually like that kind, but whenever Mikai was eating one flavor, she would want to try another. So I simply bought her 2 favorite flavors. I would eat whatever she could not finish anyway. Mikai happily thanked me. She took the strawberry one. After a few bites, she began eyeing the avocado one in my hand. The past 2 years had made us somewhat distant. Before, she would not even have needed to ask. Thinking of that, my heart ached a little. I held mine out to her. "Is it good?" "I have never had it." Then I reached for the strawberry one in her hand. But Mikai did not trade with me. She only asked, "Ji Yunmo, if you get a girlfriend someday, will you treat her this well too?" I shook my head. "More than that, I will treat her even better." I looked quietly at Mikai. There was no disappointment in her eyes. Instead, something seemed to shine within them. "How wonderful. Then, do you want to try?" Mikai raised an eyebrow slightly. "Would you like to try being my girlfriend? And you will find out how I treat a girlfriend." My voice was teasing. Mikai did not get angry. "No. My boyfriend." A smile curved her lips. "I would treat him very, very well." After saying that, she did not take the ice cream from me. She turned and headed outside. "Come on. Let us go to the bookstore." Why did it feel like she had changed? Just because we bought ice cream? Had my words not been obvious enough? They had been plenty obvious. We walked to the bookstore. Mikai seemed like a very contradictory person, but she loved books too. She had been this way since childhood. She could spend an entire day alone in a bookstore, to the point of completely ignoring me. I looked at her reading intently by the window, and smiled helplessly. I decided to find a book for myself. This was the reading area, and it was very quiet. The moment I stood up, Mikai, who had been reading, looked up. She saw me walk toward the magazine section. Then the 2 girls at the nearby table nudged each other. One of them stood and followed me. Mikai wanted to sigh. She was clearly sitting with me. How were these girls so bold? If only she were a little braver, she would not still be afraid to confess. Unhappily, she set down her book. Girls are still a little timid, after all. When Mikai came over, she saw the girl lingering by the shelves and approached her. I was reaching for a magazine on the top shelf when someone suddenly squeezed in front of me. I froze for a moment. I was just about to move away when I caught a familiar scent. It was the same as mine. Ms. Zhao bought all the body wash we use at home. Taken aback, I looked down and saw Mikai with her back to me. She looked as though she were leaning into my arms. Amusement filled my eyes. My tense body relaxed slightly. She was practically throwing herself at me. What a lucky break. What are you doing? I asked in a lowered voice. Then I felt the person in front of me stiffen. Mikai had done it deliberately. She had judged the distance between our bodies when she squeezed in. It only looked as if we were touching. In reality, there was space between us. That is, until I suddenly lowered my voice and leaned closer to speak to her. We still were not actually touching, but Mikai could feel my breath against her ear and the warmth of my body. It seemed that, across this short distance, that warmth reached her too. Her body grew tense. Heat slowly rose in her face. She regretted the impulse. What had possessed her? To squeeze right in front of him? She pointed awkwardly at the book above. Get that one from me. My eyes swept over her bright red ears. I could barely suppress my amusement, but I did not call her out. Instead, I reached up and took down the magazine she wanted. Mikai regretted it deeply. Why had she been so impulsive? She decided to turn, thank me, and leave. Thank you. But she had forgotten how close we already were. When she turned, we ended up face to face. I had already been looking slightly downward. She looked up at me. The distance between us suddenly shrank. We were close enough for me to see her flustered, fluttering lashes and helpless eyes. The tips of our noses nearly touched. Her lips were small, soft, and looked very kissable. That thought was far too improper. It was not appropriate. Not now, at least. I felt a little disappointed when her thank you caught in her throat. I still took a small step back. It's fine. Then I looked at the little girl who had boldly squeezed in front of me. I had not understood her inexplicable behavior. Was she not reading just now? Why ask me to get a magazine? Not long after she left, that girl approached me with her phone. Excuse me, was that your girlfriend just now? My eyes lit up. I smiled. The girl happily opened her phone. I know this is a little embarrassing, but the scene and atmosphere were perfect. I could not resist taking a few pictures. Would you like them? In the photos, the boy's hand rested lightly on the girl's back, without quite touching her. They were looking into each other's eyes. The boy's eyes held a smile. The girl's eyes were full of panic. The setting sun cast its glow over them. They looked like a beautiful magazine cover. I looked at the girl in surprise. The girl shyly introduced herself. I study photography. I also have a small studio. I noticed you and your girlfriend earlier. I originally wanted to invite you to model for me. I never expected to capture these photos by chance. Do not worry. I will not post them without your permission, though they really are beautiful. In the end, I took out my phone and added her on WeChat. She sent me the photos. Mikai was still sitting at the table. She happened to see everything. The shy flush born of her racing heart faded from her face. When we left the bookstore, I noticed Mikai's silence. What's wrong? I asked, noticing the message in her hand. Annie wants us home for dinner. I paused. I took out my phone. I was sure I had no messages on my phone. It was from my mom. Why did she not message me? Besides, was she not away on business for a week? She is back already? I don't know. Mikai glanced at me and lowered her head to call a car. She seemed to be sulking. Just then, the girl from earlier came out of the bookstore with her friend. Seeing us waiting for a car, she smiled and greeted us. I smiled politely. After all, I had just received the photos from her. They soon left. Then Mikai suddenly spoke. You like pretty girls who seem cool and a little proud, but are clingy and sweet in private. You not. It must have been hard for her to memorize such a long description. The moment she recited that entire list, I knew she was simply jealous. She must have seen me exchanging WeChat details with that girl earlier. Thinking back, she had somehow heard a rumor that I was dating too young. She had just come back from baseball when she came straight to my house with a baseball bat. She had fiercely ordered me not to date so young. That scene of her threatening to break my legs if I dated too young became Fang Yuan's nightmare. She even embellished it into countless different versions. It always sounded as though Mikai beat me constantly. Yes, I do like the type you described. I nodded with a smile. So, was that girl the type you like? Mikai's voice was hesitant. That girl was only mildly pretty at best, and her figure was not as good as mine. I looked into her wide, round eyes, and felt helpless. No. What does she have to do with it? As I spoke, I opened the photos I had just saved. I added her for these. Mikai stared at the picture of us on my phone and could not recover from her surprise. This was taken at the bookstore just now. Then she noticed I had set the photo as my background. Her voice became slightly stammering. Embarrassed by the misunderstanding, she stammered. But did that girl take this photo? Mikai's eyes flickered. She did not dare look at me. I hummed cheerfully. That young woman is a photographer. She even invited me to model for her. But I turned her down. I only asked her for these pictures. Were you jealous just now? As soon as I said it, Mikai wanted to disappear on the spot. Luckily, The car arrived. Without looking back, she opened the door and climbed in. Then she shut the door behind her. Her meaning was obvious. She wanted me to sit in front, so I would not see her blush. I said nothing more. I opened the passenger door and got in. The driver assumed we were a young couple having a lover's quarrel. He took one look and said nothing. Halfway there, my phone vibrated. It was a message from Mikai. It contained only 6 characters, not a single punctuation mark. Suppressing a laugh, I sent her the photos. In the back seat, Mikai looked at the photos I sent. She opened and saved them, then set one as her chat background. She opened the photos and looked through them one by one. Mostly, she looked at Yenmo. The expression on his face was so tender, it hardly seemed real. Anyone who saw these photos would probably think they were a couple. Mikai glanced at the passenger seat, but met my eyes in the rearview mirror. Her expression froze. Then she acted calm, but nervously looked away. I seemed to have found a new source of amusement. Watching Mikai, before she could hide her expressions, was truly adorable. It did not take long to get home from the mall. We entered the complex one after the other, and ran into someone who had just come out to buy groceries, Ms. Zhao. Ms. Zhao's real name was Zhao Ying. When she divorced my father, she nearly left him with nothing. Of course, I did not pity my father at all. He was the one who cheated. What disgusted me most was that he cheated when his son was already in 9th grade. Ms. Zhao came over beaming, then hugged Mikai. Mom, I'm a grown man already, I called out helplessly. Mikai glanced at me and returned the hug. All right, young master, come on, let us go home. I heard your college acceptance letters arrived, so I hurried back. It was my fault I did not see you off on the day of your college entrance exams, but I made it back this time. Ms. Zhao took one of us in each hand and led us home. But how did you end up going out together today? Zhao Ying was rarely home, but she knew her awkward son well. Whenever he saw Kai, he would turn and leave. He was like that even at home, so she could not imagine how he acted outside. That was why seeing them together today really surprised her. I was speechless. You did not know we went out together, yet you messaged Kai. Mikai could not help looking at me and met my bright smile. Zhao Ying also found it strange. She turned and looked at me. Why are you calling her Kai? Call her sister Mikai. I knew you two were together. Otherwise, I would have messaged you separately. Do you think I am such an irresponsible mother? Yes, of course you are not. With Ms. Zhao there, the awkward, flirtatious tension between us was broken. Instead, the three of us shared a rare harmonious moment. One had been the main cause of all the past discord. I helped Ms. Zhao wash the dishes, while Mikai went back to her room to rest. Mikai had wanted to help, but Ms. Zhao would not let her. She kept fussing over me, asking how I had been lately. I told her I had been alright. Soon, the conversation turned to Mikai. Actually, Mikai's parents never wanted Kai to stay in China, but she insisted on staying then. Her grandmother was still alive then, so her parents did not force the issue. But now her grandmother is gone too, and she has no close relatives left here. That is why her parents are worried. Does she not still have us? That is true. But what parent would not worry? No matter how close we are still only neighbors. If only Kai were my daughter, then she would be family. Ms. Zhao sighed. She truly cared for Mikai, the girl she had watched grow up. I pulled out a tissue and dried my hands. Mom, actually, she does not have to be your daughter to be family. A daughter-in-law is family too, right? It took Ms. Zhao a moment to understand. Then her eyes widened. The next second, she reached over and smacked me. You little brat. What are you talking about? I did not dodge. I let her seemingly fierce, but actually feeble slaps land on me. Mikai is not my biological sister. Her surname is Mi. She is only staying with us temporarily. If I win her over, she will truly be family. At that, Ms. Zhao's hand grew gentler. She looked at her hopeless son. How had she never realized he felt that way? Had he not always turned and left whenever he saw Kai? So the boy had simply been embarrassed. When did you start feeling this way? Ms. Zhao asked, glaring at me. Neither of us noticed that Mikai's door had opened moments earlier. She had been feeling a little dazed. Aunt Zhao had just returned and should have been resting. Mikai had only meant to help wash the dishes. But the moment she opened her door, she heard Aunt Zhao ask, Kai is your sister? Followed by the boy's reply, yes, her surname is Mi. She is only staying in our home temporarily. In the end, she did not go out. She felt a little hurt. Her relationship with me had finally softened a little. Perhaps, with more time, we could go back to how we once were. But after what she had just heard, she was not even family. Should she move out of this house? Mikai swallowed her resentment, then shut the door, hurt and conflicted. If she went out now, all three would be embarrassed, probably in 10th grade, or even earlier. If I truly were 18, I might have been too embarrassed to say it. Admitting I like Mikai in front of my mother would have felt a little shameful. But at 24, I was somewhat more mature. There was nothing shameful about liking Mikai. Is it not perfectly normal to like Kai? She is beautiful and considerate. An excellent student, exactly the kind adults adore. I like her too. Right, Mom, I said to Ms. Zhao with a smile. Ms. Zhao rolled her eyes, but did not deny it. She had watched Kai Kai grow up, so naturally she knew how outstanding she was. Does Kai Kai know how you feel? Ms. Zhao's tone softened. She had thought it through. Her son was not wrong. If this brat could win Kai Kai over, she would become her daughter-in-law, and a daughter-in-law was family. Was she not? How wonderful would that be? Provided the brat could actually win Kai Kai over. I have not told her yet. I rubbed my nose, looking a little awkward. I was just about to get started. And then you came home. We might have sparked something. After everything today, I felt things had gone quite well. Then Mom came home, and my chance was gone. The moment I finished, she smacked me on the head. Listen to yourself. Does that make any sense? Ms. Zhao rolled her eyes. I will be busy again the day after tomorrow. I will not get in your way for long. You had better truly be capable of it. Do not fail to win her over in the end. As she spoke, she took out her phone and transferred me more money. Spend freely. Do I need to teach you how to court a girl? Looking at my deep-pocketed mother, I nodded seriously. I do. Do you not know how to use a search engine? Ms. Zhao rolled her eyes. When I was young, men pursued me. Seeing her son like this, Ms. Zhao felt he might not succeed. Just follow her heart. Girls need you to be thoughtful and caring. And since you have known each other so long, you should find out whether Kai Kai feels the same. Otherwise, you might drive her away. I thought I knew exactly how she felt, but I need to confirm it slowly. Otherwise, I would have pursued her long ago. I am just afraid of scaring her away, mostly because I have changed too quickly, like I have been possessed. Ms. Zhao gave me a few more reminders, then went back to her room to shower and rest. She even promised she would not come out unless necessary. Watching Ms. Zhao walk away, I could not help laughing. With Mom at home, I could hardly make a move. Mikai would probably be even more embarrassed, remembering that Mikai had barely eaten dinner. I took out the cream puffs Ms. Zhao had bought. Then I poured a glass of milk and knocked on Mikai's door. I heard footsteps inside. Mikai, drying her hair, thought it was Ms. Zhao. But when she looked up, she saw me. Her tone turned cold. Do you need something? Her coldness caught me off guard. Had things not been fine just now, I held up the cream puffs in my hand. You barely ate any noodles earlier. My mom always loves noodles. Want a cream puff? Mikai's gaze fell on the hand holding the cream puffs. She gently shook her head. Thank you, but I am not hungry. She seemed a little down. I offered her the milk. Then, would you like some milk? Mikai pressed her lips together, staring at the milk I offered. She asked softly, is it because I am a guest that you are being so polite to me? What do you mean, a guest? I asked in confusion. I was just worried you had not eaten enough. Mikai did not say anything else. After all, she was in no position to ask. She was only staying here temporarily. Maybe this was for the best. In the end, I ate the cream puffs and drank the milk. I felt Mikai, at her current age, was just like my 18 or 19-year-old self. She kept everything bottled up inside. Was that some special talent of people our age? I sighed helplessly. Finally, I went to shower. At worst, I could ask her what was wrong tomorrow. The next day, I stayed in my room most of the time. In my previous life, I was a comic artist. Maybe that was why I suddenly died the instant I stood up. My college major had also been somewhat related to comics. I studied animation design. I had made my name through a little comic I serialized. But in this life, I planned to move the timeline forward and start earning money sooner. The comic that made my name was based on Mikai and me, a story of childhood sweethearts. The day I wanted to confess was when the comic had reached the boy confessing to the girl. That day, in reality, I lost Mikai. When I suddenly died, my comic still needed its perfect ending, their wedding. It all seemed predestined. Both times, I was just one step short. So this time, I started early. I did not want to fall short every time. This time, we would definitely have a perfect ending. Whether it was the comic or Mikai and me, Ms. Zhao had something to do. So she told Mikai and me at the door. Near evening, I did not answer. It was my good-for-nothing dad calling. About 10 minutes later, Mikai knocked on my door. I put down my pen and turned to open it. Mikai stood at the door and glanced at me. Dinner's ready. There were still some vegetables left at home. I gave an acknowledging sound. Then I followed her out. After washing my hands, I sat across from Mikai. Mikai spoke first. Uncle G came by just now. I answered the door. As she spoke, she glanced at me. I told him you might not want it, he said, and Zhao had asked him to bring it up. I merely hummed in response. I was fairly calm. She had expected me to get angry like before. If you do not want to answer his calls, then do not. But the moment I said it, I realized it was not right. To Mikai, my father was still an elder, even though my parents were divorced. But my parents had always been close with the Mi family. I let out a breath. It is fine. I will answer his calls from now on. Mikai could not quite understand me. She had thought our relationship was getting better, but then she heard me say that night that she was not family. Yet I had been considering her feelings. She could not figure out what I meant, so she stopped trying to guess. Yenmo, do you still hate me? She suddenly asked. Surprised, I looked up at her. I do not hate you. I paused. About you meeting my dad before. I know I misunderstood. I am sorry. I owe you an apology. Ever since we reunited in my previous life, I had truly owed her an apology for this. Mikai had not expected me to apologize so suddenly. She froze for a long moment before recovering. Yenmo, I do not understand you anymore. Do you really not hate me? I figured it was time to explain everything. I have never hated you. Maybe avoiding you before gave you the wrong idea. Really, her voice was calm. It eased Mikai's previously anxious mood, calming her down as well. Her beautiful eyes looked straight into mine. Forget it. I will just say it plainly. I have never been good at beating around the bush. Mikai spoke bluntly. We grew up together. I thought I understood you well. But ever since your parents divorced, as she said that, her eyes dimmed. I do not know what you are really thinking. I do not know why. But after just 1 week apart, we became strangers. You have so many friends around you. When your dad came to see me before, you would not even listen to my explanation. I did not know the real reason your parents divorced, but I knew you wanted them to be happy. They both used to be so good to you. That was why I tried to persuade you. After I learned the reason, I realized I had meddled where I should not have. Our relationship hit rock bottom. She gave a self-mocking smile. I cannot understand you anymore. It is like the way you have changed these past few days. Hot and cold. I do not want to keep guessing. We are only neighbors, friends who used to be close. If you truly still think we cannot talk things through, then that is all right. Let us just leave it. After saying that, she lowered her lashes. Her lashes were long, hiding every emotion in her eyes. After that torrent of words, I could not get a word in. When she finally stopped, No, that isn't it. Let me defend myself. No. Let me explain. I do not hate you. Just chalk up how I acted before the teenage rebellion. Either way, I never hated you. As for my dad coming to see you, I really was too immature then. My first feeling was that I had been betrayed. A helpless expression crossed my face. To say something embarrassingly dramatic. In my heart, everyone else could betray me, but not you. You were different. After I said that, Mikai looked up at me in surprise. Her eyes met my earnest gaze. Back then, I truly believed the whole world could misunderstand me, but you would always stand by my side. That had been true for more than 10 years, had it not. Back then, I really was rebellious and painfully melodramatic. I could not forgive my father's betrayal, nor could I understand why, after breaking down, she pulled herself together so quickly and decided to divorce Dad. There was not even an argument. Of course, I understand it now. After all, once love has been tainted, someone like Ms. Zhao would never want it again. But I did not understand that back then. That was why, when I saw Mikai with my dad, I got so angry. But after the anger and heartbreak, I realized something too. My feelings for Mikai were different. They had gone beyond the possessiveness of a childhood friend. It was the first time I had liked someone, and it was someone I had grown up with. I was confused and at a loss, having just lived through my parents' divorce. I did not even dare think too deeply about what those feelings meant, so I chose to distance myself from Mikai. That led to this awkward situation between us. The root of it all was a 17 or 18-year-old boy's twisted, awkward state of mind. I know our relationship has probably made you feel awkward too. I think we simply lacked a chance to truly talk. Isn't this our chance to do that? I looked at Mikai earnestly. Anyway, I would never hold it against you. I could never hate you. But I still did not dare say that. Mikai gripped her chopsticks tightly. Her fingertips had turned white. At last, she set them down. Then she asked quietly, Last night, you told Aunt Zhao I was not part of your family. Did I hear you say you wanted me to move out? At first, hearing the first part, I felt a little embarrassed. She had overheard the feelings I had been too afraid to confess. But then I heard that last part, and it felt like a bucket of cold water had been dumped over me. No. When you overhear someone talking, how could you only hear half of it? And the most disastrous half. At that, the part afterward, practically a confession. She had not heard a single word of it. Mikai heard the anxiety and disbelief in my voice. She said innocently, I accidentally overheard it. That was so rude of me. That is not the point, all right. No. I meant that if I told my mom that you are not part of our family, so she can speak to Uncle Ruan and the others and ask them to let you keep staying here. You have always been family. I emphasized that last sentence, raising my voice considerably. Mikai's unease vanished at once. A smile returned to her lips. At least you have some conscience. I have cooked for you for so long, and you dared say I was not family. Her tone was just like before. There had never been any major conflict between us. It had all been awkwardness. Now that we had talked it out, Mikai accepted that I had been in a rebellious phase, just acting difficult. Naturally, she relaxed. After taking a sip of soup, she suddenly remembered something. What did you mean by changing our relationship relationship. I had been drinking soup too. Hearing that question, I felt I could drop a hint. The kind of relationship where it would be perfectly natural for you to stay at my home. I set down my bowl. We do not share any blood ties. Surely that hint was obvious enough. Mikai looked thoughtful. I am already an adult. As for where I live, my parents do not really get to decide anymore. But the relationship you mean, she said reluctantly. Should I make Aunt Zhao my godmother? Would that not make our relationship complicated? You really want to be my big sister? I sounded helpless. Mikai said with some annoyance. What do you mean, wanna be? I am older than you. Yes, older by 5 minutes. You are older. You are older. You are the oldest, I said dismissively. We looked at each other, then both burst out laughing. In that moment, the wall between us seemed to crumble. We no longer had to tread carefully, guessing what the other was thinking. For the first time since my rebirth, I felt at ease. I realized once again that if I said it, Mikai would believe me. Even if my excuse was not very good, it did not matter. She simply believed me. That made me feel safe, just as I had expected. Anyone could stand against me, but she would always choose my side without hesitation. Mikai was clearly in a good mood. After dinner, she declared without hesitation, I cook. You wash the dishes. Then she went back to her room to work on who knew what. I was not upset either. Seeing Mikai return to her relaxed old self put me at ease too. I let out a breath. This was good enough. After cleaning up and returning to my room, I messaged the person pinned at the top of my chats. Kai, want to go out tomorrow? My mom is leaving on another business trip tomorrow. Her reply came quickly. Do not call me Kai. Why? Mikai stared at that single question, then covered her face, because it made her blush. In the end, I promised to take her somewhere fun, and finally got her to agree. Just after finishing our chat, Mikai saw a friend request. It was from Yuji. The request message simply said, Yuji. There was not even punctuation. For some reason, it immediately irritated Mikai. She took a screenshot and sent it to me. Honestly, Mikai had never liked Yuji much. After I transferred schools, I had not sought Mikai out, but Mikai had come looking for me. Both times, Yuji saw her and intercepted her first. I happened to be out of the classroom then. Yuji was sitting with a group of boys in the back rows, talking about something, with profanity mixed in. Perhaps those boys noticed Mikai and said something. Yuji looked over. It was lunchtime. She walked right up and said, Hi, Mikai. Since Yuji was the only girl around me, Mikai had mixed feelings toward her. I am looking for Yunmo, she said. Yuji eyed her appraisingly, then gave a slightly contemptuous smile. That is unfortunate. He is not here. Brother Mo just went to buy me water. Mikai frowned at her. Her discomfort kept growing. Still, she planned to wait. But Yuji said, Whatever you need to say, I can pass it along. Brother Mo has a bad temper, so he might not even listen to you. Sometimes, when I see girls like you, I really feel sorry for you. Mikai merely gave her a cool glance and left. The second time was much the same. She had wanted to ask why I blocked her, but she saw Yuji downstairs instead. Yuji walked straight over, looking for Brother Mo. I saw him block you a few days ago. You should stop looking for him. Looking back, every word had been a boast. Though she had not wanted to engage, Mikai accepted the request. She wanted to see what Yuji had to say now. The moment they became friends, Yuji sent a single message. Mikai. Mikai gave a cold laugh. Or did you think I was Yunmo? As Yuji read the reply, Mikai's beautiful face flashed through her mind. She sent another message. Are you with Yunmo now? Then tell him to stop bothering me. Then she asked if I told Mikai to ignore her. Mikai did not know whether to laugh or cry. She shot back. Who are you? Do not think so highly of yourself, alright? Just then, there was a knock at the door. She saw me standing there with my phone. Mikai did not think much of it. She handed me her phone. Talk to her yourself. She is being so strange. With that, she turned and entered her room. She did not close the door. I followed her right in. Girls' rooms always seem sweet somehow. I caught the scent of oranges. Mikai climbed onto the bed with her laptop. She pointed to the chair beside her desk. Sit. Mikai's room had the same layout as mine, but it was filled with little personal touches, like the toast pillow on her bed, which she had gotten from a claw machine. There were 3 framed photographs on her desk, besides a family portrait. 2 were photos of her and me together. The moment I sat down, I looked up and saw, on a scrap sheet nearby, jerk, I could practically picture her sitting there fuming. Traces of me were everywhere in this room. It truly made me happy. Mikai did not notice me looking around her room. Is something wrong with Yuji? Only then did I look down at the phone. Yuji's latest message read, Brother Mo and I used to be very close. Even if you like him, you cannot interfere with his friendships, can you? I was speechless too. I replied, This is Yunmo. When were we ever close? And I like her interfering with my friendships. After replying, I handed the phone back to Mikai. She is a waste of time. She clings like a leech. Mikai obediently said, Oh. She reached over and took the phone. She was about to say something else when she saw me pick up the scrap paper from the desk. Instead of wasting time on her, why not explain this? I lightly waved the sheet. Mikai's gaze followed it. A few seconds later, her eyes flew wide open. She had written an insult on that sheet. She put down her laptop and leaped off the bed. She reached for the paper in my hand. Why are you touching my things? Hey, I did not mean to. You left it right on the desk, and it has my name on it. As I spoke, I leaned back slightly. Careful, but it was too late. Mikai was already desperate to grab the paper from me when she suddenly reached for it. Her body lunged forward. Sitting down, I had steady balance. I reached out and caught Mikai by the waist. My vision went dark. Something soft pressed against my face. Summer clothes were thin to begin with. Mikai was wearing short-sleeved summer pajamas. Ever since that awkward incident in the kitchen, she had been too embarrassed to wear nightgowns at home. She and Yunmo rarely ran into each other before, but now they were both home every day, seeing each other dozens of times a day. She was too shy to wander around in a nightgown, but even ordinary summer pajamas were thin. Right now, she could feel Yunmo's hot breath against her chest through the thin fabric, and the hand supporting her waist. Its palm was scorching too. It made her whole body go rigid. She could barely move. Yunmo was burning all over. Mikai's position was such that one knee was already pressed between Yunmo's legs. She leaned backward, while the person before her leaned forward on that knee. When they were younger, they often wrestled and rolled around together, but they had both been children then. Neither had grown up yet. Now, the soft mounds were pressed against his nose. All he could smell was that familiar orange scent. She smelled of the same body wash he used. Their breaths tangled together, as though their relationship was tangled too. Time seemed to stop, but Yunmo soon felt something in his nose, about to spill out. At the same time, the girl in front of him seemed to have been burned. She sprang off him at once. She practically bounced away. Quick and nimble. Then she flopped face down onto her bed. She fumbled around with one hand, as if searching for the blanket. When she could not find it, she lay still and played dead. Yunmo immediately covered his nose. Damn, this was humiliating. The scrap paper they had fought over fell from Yunmo's hand back onto the desk, but neither of them cared now. Yunmo cleared his throat. Well, I am going back. With one hand over his nose, he rose in an awkward pose. Then he hurried away. He did not dare look at Mikai the whole time, or wonder whether she had noticed anything strange. Only after the door closed did the girl lying face down finally stir. She covered her burning red ears. What had she just done? And she had seen Yunmo's nose bleed. Finally, she screamed silently, her calves kicking wildly. So embarrassing. Back in his room, Yunmo felt his face grow hot too. His nose was bleeding. That soft sensation and warmth still lingered on both cheeks. He could not dwell on it. If he did, he would never calm down. All he could do was reassure himself. Thank goodness, Mikai had been facing down, so she probably did not notice, right? Yunmo sat blankly for a while, waiting for his nosebleed to stop. Then he silently went to take a shower. Yet he still woke up early the next day, and quietly did the laundry. It was after 6 in the morning when he hung it out. Not even 7, but summer dawn early. When a voice sounded behind him, Yunmo froze. He turned to see Mikai in a cropped workout outfit, showing off her long legs. She had just stepped out the door. When she saw Yunmo, she froze too. An awkward look crossed her face. She stiffly said, Morning, going for a run? Yunmo's voice sounded just as stiff. He knew that whenever Mikai had time off, she made a habit of morning runs. Mikai nodded. Silence fell between them again. At last, Mikai could not bear it anymore. Okay. The moment Yunmo spoke, she fled in a panic. He almost laughed. Was that really necessary? He glanced at the clothes he had just hung up and rubbed his nose. It really was awkward. Yunmo looked down from the balcony. Before long, he saw that tall, slender figure come slowly into view. He could not make out her face. They were too high up. He could only see her swaying ponytail. It made him think of the figure facing away from him in last night's dream, with a gently swaying ponytail and a pale, bare back. Yunmo slapped himself hard. Yunmo, you really are such a pervert. Son, Mrs. Zhao's trembling voice rang out. Are you alright? Yunmo was speechless. One look at his mother's expression told him she had probably seen him slap himself. Yunmo sighed. I am fine. Mrs. Zhao glanced at the balcony's mosquito screen, then gave an awkward oh. Yunmo also thought the excuse was ridiculous. He changed the subject, his gaze falling on the suitcase at her feet. Mrs. Zhao said apologetically, my 10 o'clock flight was rescheduled. The other party had an emergency and changed the time. Mom has to go sign the contract now. Zhao Ying looked seriously at her son. I am sorry, son. Though Yunmo had stayed with her, she had spent very little time by his side. At first, she had wanted to prove that without that man, she could still live well on her own. So she worked desperately to make money, giving her son more and more spending money. But when she finally had time to look back, she found that her son was not happy. His grades were still excellent, and he still made friends. But he grew ever more distant and silent with those close to him. Most of all, with her and Kai. 3 people under one roof, each living separate lives. She had tried to talk with Yunmo, but he would not open up. She had talked to Kai Kai several times instead, but even Kai Kai did not know what was wrong with Yunmo. Thinking of that, Mrs. Zhao felt even guiltier. Just as she was about to say something, she heard Yunmo ask, "Is your secretary picking you up? Do you need me to drive you? I have my license." His expression was stern, but he was not angry. Though his brow was furrowed, his words were full of concern. "Take care of yourself on your trip. Do not drink so much." Zhao Ying suddenly smiled. She had noticed since coming home this time that her son had changed. It was as if he had suddenly grown up. "I know. You and Kai Kai take care of yourselves at home too. School starts in a few days. I will have the driver take you. I will try to get back in time. Buy everything you need for military training. I transferred you the money." It took Yunmo a while to see his mother out. Otherwise, she would never stop nagging, but it felt nice. Only after working could he understand that a parent's nagging was also a kind of happiness. But now, looking at the money his mother transferred, he opened an app and placed an order. He had promised to take Mikai out today. Once Mikai was ready, Yunmo saw her off. After Mrs. Zhao left, Yunmo changed clothes and submitted the artwork he had finished last night. Then Mikai came back, carrying breakfast. There were things Yunmo liked, as well as Mrs. Zhao's favorites. But the moment she entered, she noticed Mrs. Zhao's usual shoes were gone, and her slippers were back in the shoe cabinet. Hearing her, Yunmo came out and said, "My mom changed her flight last minute, so she already left." Mikai gave a quiet "oh." She still looked slightly awkward, but she was much better than before. "I bought breakfast. Let's eat." She set down what she was carrying and went to the kitchen to wash up and get the dishes. Over breakfast, they both deliberately avoided last night's misunderstanding. For now, they kept the conversation on Mrs. Zhao. Fortunately, they were perfectly in sync about that. After breakfast, Yunmo packed his things. When Mikai turned to go inside, he reminded her that they were going out today. Mikai remembered they were going out today, but she had not expected it to be so early. She paused. She checked the time. It was just after 8 in the morning. Yunmo was fine with it. "I'll wait until you're ready. Then we'll go." Mikai could not help asking another question. She had arranged to meet her editor to sign a publishing contract today. They had been discussing it for some time. They could have handled it by mail, but Guang had been her online friend for so long that she was probably genuinely curious about Mikai. So she had asked to meet several times. Since they were both in the same city, Mikai agreed. After hesitating, "I found a part-time job," she said. "I will not be gone long." She did not mention writing novels. She was too embarrassed to say so right now. After all, Yunmo was the inspiration for her first novel. The thought of someone she knew reading her novel was too embarrassing for Mikai to imagine, especially when that person was Yunmo. Yunmo was still worried. "A part-time job. Do you need money? There are many online job scams these days." Yunmo frowned slightly. After saying it, Yunmo felt that had come out wrong. He sighed. "I did not mean anything by it. I am just worried." Mikai heard the concern in his voice and felt a little happy. "It is someone I already know, not an online job." It was a small but significant lie. Yunmo was not entirely reassured, but seeing her expression, he said nothing more. "All right, when you're ready, call me. I'll pick you up." Mikai had meant to say no. She was not the fussy type, but something crossed her mind, and she nodded. "I'll contact you when I'm done. I'll be at Tongqu Café near Guang." Yunmo got the address, which put him somewhat at ease. After showering, Mikai headed out. Yunmo had been thinking of going over later and waiting nearby. He was still worried. Then his father's call came in again. Yunmo knew exactly why his father had been calling so often. At this point in his previous life, his father had called him constantly too. Jijiangwo had chronic kidney failure. He could not bear to ask his precious son, so he came to Yunmo instead. Back then, Yunmo would not take his calls at all. With no other choice, his father could only have his precious son tested as a donor match. Then came the melodrama. That boy was not his son at all, nor was he Yunmo's brother. His mistress had tricked him into raising another man's son for over a decade. Ji Jiangwo nearly died rage. Fortunately, there was another twist. The diagnosis had been wrong. Ji Jiangwo eventually divorced his mistress and sued her for compensation. After all, he had raised someone else's child for years. Then he had the nerve to ask Mrs. Zhao to take him back, whether in his past life or this one. Yunmo found the man he called dad utterly disgusting. Looking at his call now, Yunmo answered. He wanted to see just how shameless his father could be. He probably had not expected Yunmo to answer. For a moment, there was silence. Yunmo finally said impatiently, "If there's nothing, I'm hanging up." Ji Jiangwo hurriedly called out, "Xiaochuan, I was just so surprised that I forgot to get to the point." Yunmo cut off his long-winded speech. Mrs. Zhao really had it rough. Ji Jiangwo had married into her family. Yunmo's maternal grandparents had funded his success. They had loved each other when they were young. After Mrs. Zhao gave birth to Yunmo, Yunmo still took Ji Jiangwo's surname. She did not mind that he came from nothing and endured hardship with him. She rose before dawn and worked till dark, bore his child, and ran their home. Yet Ji Jiangwo blamed his affair on Mrs. Zhao, claiming he felt suffocated at home. Yunmo's conclusion was simple. Ji Jiangwo was a love-struck idiot. Even zombies would not touch that brain. Mrs. Zhao was proof enough. The man on the other end kept talking about how much he had missed Yunmo, how thrilled he was that Yunmo had gotten into college, and how many gifts he had prepared. Only then did he cautiously ask, Xiaochuan, can you meet with Dad? I've truly cared about you all these years. You truly cared about me. Then why not ask your precious son for a kidney instead of coming to me? Yunmo gave a cold laugh. I ran into Uncle Wang a few days ago. I heard you were sick. Since he would not bring it up himself, Yunmo brought it up for him. As expected, Ji Jiangwo was silent for a long while before saying, You know, you want me to donate a kidney. Yunmo's tone dripped with mockery. You cannot bear to ask him. So you came to me. What do you think my mom would say if she knew? That is not what Dad means. Your brother is in poor health, and you've always been healthy. He began to panic. He had not expected Yunmo to know everything. I just missed you. No need. Then I'm relieved. Oh, right? When I spoke with Uncle Wang a few days ago, he also said, Your precious son does not look much like you. He does not seem to be your biological child. It was blunt and direct. And Ji Jiangwo predictably flew into a rage. Watch your mouth. That is your brother. Yunmo, what are you implying? Didn't you say you wanted to talk? I'm chatting. What am I implying? Hearing his anger put Yunmo in a much better mood. Oh, right? Why don't you look into it? After all, Uncle Wang said so. Didn't he? You are talking complete nonsense. Is that what your mother taught you? Yunmo said coldly. Stop setting your sights on my kidney. That's all. Then he hung up. He felt fantastic. As for why Yunmo had insisted on answering, the reason was rather childish. Ji Jiangwo had sickened him badly in his past life, so this time he wanted to sicken his father first. Though Yunmo's words might not convince him, but if Yunmo said one of Ji Jiangwo's friends had mentioned it, for someone so vain, Ji Jiangwo would surely be bothered by it. Often, all you need is to plant a thorn in someone's heart. Before long, it will take root and grow on its own. That would keep their whole family busy. They had better not bother him and Mrs. Zhao again. They were both very busy. Yunmo checked the time. There was only a week until school began. After that, they would have 2 weeks of military training. Yunmo was studying animation design, while Mikai enrolled in Chinese language and literature. During military training, would their programs be far apart? As Yunmo considered that, he packed up and headed out. When he reached Guangma, it was still early, so there were not many people around. That was likely why Mikai had arranged to meet at Guangmao's Tongqu Café. Tongqu was open 24 hours a day. He had not seen any other coffee shops that stayed open around the clock. Yunmo deliberately went to the KFC across from Tongqu. As he passed by, he saw Mikai seated by the window. Across from her sat a young woman who did not look much older than them. At least, seeing that, Yunmo felt more at ease. Mikai was safe and sound. Yunmo slipped into the KFC across the street. He ordered a coffee. It tasted mediocre. He had planned to take Mikai out right away that morning, but now they would have to go later. Mikai was distracted during her meeting with Chen Guang. Had Mikai known Yunmo would head out that morning, she would not have arranged to meet Chen Guang today. When Chen Guang met Mikai in person, she was surprised too. She had not expected Mikai to be so beautiful, and Mikai had said this novel was partly autobiographical. Did the male lead have a real-life inspiration too? Chen Guang eagerly asked whether she could include a side profile photo. They could market it as a beautiful author's semi-autobiographical coming-of-age crush story. That kind of angle would probably appeal to many readers. But Ruan Mengyao refused without a thought. I'd rather not. It would be too embarrassing if someone I know saw it. That was the truth. Very few people knew she wrote novels, other than her best friend, Su Ying. Mikai had started writing novels through a recommendation from someone she knew. Su Ying had told her about it. Su Ying was a content creator herself. She usually wrote film reviews and such, and gained some recognition. She often took Mikai to the movies, or gave her movie tickets. Mikai had often wanted to invite Yunmo to see a movie, but she feared Yunmo would refuse. At the thought of that name, she glanced sideways at the sunlight outside. Her eyes met the gaze of the person sitting by the KFC window across the street. Mikai froze. Yunmo froze too. Then he felt a little awkward. He had not expected Mikai to turn around so suddenly, but just as he wondered how to avoid looking like a creepy stalker, the other girl suddenly smiled. Mikai was beautiful already, but she was even lovelier when she smiled. Sunlight fell across her delicate face, making her beauty seem almost unreal. The awkwardness in Yunmo's heart seemed to vanish instantly at that smile. He smiled back at Mikai. Mikai turned to Chen Guang and said, I'm truly sorry, but I may need to leave first. I'll treat you to dinner next time. Chen Guang was a few years older. After all, she had noticed Mikai was distracted from the start. When Mikai looked out the window just now, Chen Guang followed her gaze. Naturally, she did not miss Mikai's brightened eyes or the smile at her lips. From her seat, Chen Guang could not see who was across the street, but when she heard Mikai's request, she could not help smiling. Did you see someone important? Mikai nodded. Yes, I was supposed to meet him today. She looked at Chen Guang apologetically. This is rather disrespectful to you. I'm very sorry. Fortunately, Chen Guang did not mind. I wanted to meet you in the first place. You published your first book at 19. Your second book is still being serialized, but someone has already approached me about it, so I was very curious about you. Now that we've met, I see you're even prettier than I imagined. She took a sip of coffee. I'm glad I met you today. Mikai smiled at her. I'm glad to have met you too. As Mikai stood to say goodbye, Chen Guang suddenly smiled and winked. Oh, right? I almost forgot. One more suggestion. As your editor, if there's someone you like, your portrayal of romantic turning points and the emotions behind them still falls a little short. The kissing scenes feel a little stiff too, but the bittersweet ache of a secret, one-sided crush is written so well that readers can truly relate. I think that may have something to do with your romantic experience. Of course, it's only a suggestion. As Mikai left the cafe, she was deep in thought. Chen Guang did not need to point it out. Mikai knew it herself. Her depiction of romance developing did feel somewhat stiff. After all, she had been secretly in love for 2 or 3 years, but had never actually dated anyone. At that thought, she looked up at the KFC across the street, but the person by the window was gone. Mikai froze. Then she heard a familiar voice ask from behind her, "Looking for me?" Relief suddenly washed over Mikai. This time, Yunmo had not left her behind. Yunmo watched her turn around, her eyes lighting up again. What are you doing here? When Yunmo noticed Mikai stand up, he had already come outside to wait for her. He was standing in a plainly visible spot, but Mikai seemed preoccupied, lost in her thoughts. Yunmo watched her look around several times, then could not help calling out. The next moment, Mikai's once dim eyes became bright again. Yunmo walked over to Mikai. He gave an embarrassed smile. Honestly, I was a little worried. I wasn't trying to pressure you. I only wanted to make sure you were still here. I thought of a lot of excuses, but it seemed better just to admit it. In his past life, Yunmo had always kept silent, and their misunderstandings only piled upon one another. Yunmo did not want that again, so this time, he simply suppressed the embarrassment in his heart. Sure enough, after he said that, Mikai looked a little surprised. Then her eyes curved in a smile. Thank you. She did not tell Yunmo he was worrying too much, nor did she say it was unnecessary. She treasured every bit of concern she received. Mikai looked back toward the cafe window. Sure enough, Chen Guang was watching them too. After hearing Chen Guang's advice earlier, Mikai had nodded. I'll give it a try. The person I like just came to pick me up. When I get the chance, I'll confess to him. Chen Guang did not know whether from so far away they could see her, but she still mouthed, good luck. Looking at the two standing together, they really did suit each other. When Chen Guang first saw how beautiful Mikai was, she had wondered what sort of man Mikai liked. Such a beautiful young woman secretly had a crush on him, yet he was not moved by her. The bittersweet longing in Mikai's novel was enough for even Chen Guang to empathize with. Though Chen Guang's own love life had always gone smoothly, Mikai wrote a girl's secret thoughts beautifully. Now that she had seen Yunmo, it was clear Yunmo's gaze held feelings for Mikai. Though Chen Guang could not see clearly, the focus in Yunmo's gaze was enough to touch anyone's heart. So, when she saw them turn and leave side by side, Chen Guang looked down and messaged Mikai. Your crush may not be one-sided. You might both be secretly in love. Pay attention and see for yourself. By the time Mikai saw the message, she was already in a taxi with Yunmo. They sat side by side in the backseat. When she saw the message, Mikai could not help glancing at the person beside her. Chen Guang was not the only one who felt that way. Lately, Mikai had felt it too. As if sensing her gaze, Yunmo suddenly turned to look at her. What is it? Where are we going? Mikai asked with a smile. Yunmo gave a soft hum. We're going somewhere you'll find interesting. The place was quite far from Guoma. The taxi drove for over an hour before they arrived. It was out in the suburbs, after all. At last, the taxi stopped before a thatched cottage. If Yunmo had not told her they had arrived, Mikai would hardly have dared to get out. This looks. Yunmo stood beside her and explained with a smile. It would feel even more magical on a snowy day. He pointed to the entrance, which looked like a thatched cottage. It's a tea house. Sure enough, Mikai's eyes lit up. She loved quiet places like tea houses. They gave her inspiration when she wrote. In truth, Yunmo had already guessed what Mikai's part-time job was. After Yunmo returned to China in his past life, Yunmo learned that Mikai had already published several books. The film and television adaptation rights to 2 of them had even been sold. The reason Yunmo had not noticed before was that Mikai wrote women's fiction. Yunmo did not read many novels to begin with, let alone women's fiction. Later, Yunmo bought all of Mikai's books. Mikai happened to see them. At the time, they lived across the hall from each other. Before Yunmo could even unwrap them, Mikai snatched them away. Blushing, Mikai warned Yunmo not to read them. But after Mikai left, Yunmo read every book she had written, including the first one, which held the secret thoughts of her crush. When Mikai mentioned a part-time job that morning, Yunmo had considered that she might be a writer, but the information online clearly said that Mikai had only begun writing at 20. Still, online information was not entirely reliable. After all, judging by when her first book was published, she had published it at 19 or 20. She must have started writing earlier. Mikai had also mentioned loving tea houses in her past life. She had said she liked places this quiet because they inspired her. This tea house had only opened this year. It was not well known yet, but it would become popular later. The first time in his previous life, Mikai had brought Yunmo here. Afterward, Yunmo often came here to draw. He would stay for an entire day at a time. In this life, Yunmo had brought Mikai here early. Seeing Mikai's delighted expression, Yunmo smiled. Come on, let's go in. Yunmo reached out and rang the bell by the door. A young, pretty woman soon came out. She greeted them with a smile. When Mikai saw the woman, she could not help glancing at Yunmo. Had Yunmo brought her here just to look at pretty women? Yunmo caught that look, but still said, "We'd like a private room. We'll be here all day. You offer farmhouse-style dining and the option to cook for ourselves?" The woman nodded. "Have you been here before? You know this place so well." Holding a key card, she led the way. "This way, please." Yunmo answered vaguely. "No. A friend told me about this place. I heard about it from a friend. We've only been open for half a month. Your friend found us quickly." The woman swiped the card and opened a room. "Would you like a set menu, or would you prefer to order a la carte?" the woman asked with a cheerful smile. Yunmo glanced at Mikai beside her. "Would you like to see the menu first, or shall I order?" Mikai smiled. Her curious gaze swept around the room. In the end, Yunmo chose a set menu. After the two went inside, the woman thoughtfully closed the door behind them. The room was quite spacious. There was not much inside. Cushions sat beside the tea table. A sofa stood farther away, along with a few simple decorations. It was the simplest tea house Mikai had ever seen, yet it was also the one she liked best. The moment she came here, her whole body relaxed. She felt completely at ease. Yunmo paused as he pulled out a cushion. It was just like the first time Mikai brought him here in his past life and said the same thing. He looked up at the person before him. His eyes